Hey guys, this is Toan Nguyen. I'm actually recording this video right here in my home in Southern California. Today I wanted to talk to everyone about the importance of the international convention. Van and I have been in this industry for total about 12 years or so. And I remember the first time that I went to my international convention. I was 18 years old. I was barely a month and a half in the business. And I remember my mentor actually called me up, congratulated me for just being a month in the business and having a little bit of success. And he says, "You know what, Tuan? You got to go to the convention." And I said, "What's the convention?" He said, "The convention is really what's going to take your business from your head to your heart." And I thought that was kind of cliche. I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" He's like, "Really, when you're taking a look at this business, you're only seeing it from a small lens. But when you go to this big event, you're going to see the bigger picture and you're going to really catch the vision where this company is going." Well, this conversation went on for weeks, and he would not let me off, off the hook. And can you imagine, how much of a how much convinced I was, being at 18. He said, "Look, the convention's in Las Vegas, Nevada." That wasn't a hard sale. I was like, "Of course, I've never been to Las Vegas." So can you imagine for me the kind of objections I had? I was 18 years old, never stepped foot out of California. I go to my mom and dad and I say, "Mom, Dad, I just got in a business a month ago. I'm really excited about the road that I'm headed right now, and there's going to be a convention in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'd love to go." What would you say if you were my parents? Obviously, they said, "No, you're crazy. You're not going to a convention in Las Vegas. Are you kidding me?" It was a big obstacle I had to go through. But sure enough, I figured out a way to go. And I remember, hopping in a van with my brother and 6 or 7 of other associates in the company. And I brought one person with me, which was my best friend, Chris. Him and I, we went to the convention just ourselves, and it literally opened up my eyes. I got a chance to see this industry from a total different perspective. Everything that I thought this business wasn't. And in the beginning, I had a lot of self-doubt. But then when I went to this convention, I got a chance to see tens of thousands of other people that were on the same road that I was, that was totally on a journey towards success, and many of them have already reached the top of that company. And so when I went home, I totally felt like I was 10 foot tall, bulletproof, and I was like walking on water. And I remember literally, the day that we got back, I got to work. I mean, it's almost like every single obstacle that I thought that was in my head didn't exist anymore. And that 30 days later, after going to that convention, I was able to get promoted 3 ranks in that company, and was able to get recognized as one of the fastest person, be able to reach the top at that period of time. Am I saying that to brag to you? No, I'm telling you that these conventions are very powerful. In the end, when it comes down to this business, the how-tos truly, they're important, but it's only 20% of this business. 80% of this business is mindset. It's the 6 inches between your ears. And until you really believe in yourself, you believe in the company, and you believe in the product, and you believe in the people you work with, and you have that vision, there's always going to be something that's going to hold you back. They say that when you know your why, the how to won't be difficult. So you have to have a strong why, and you can have a strong why in why you're doing the business, but you have to have a strong belief in why you should represent your company. And so the international convention is really what's going to really paint that bigger picture for you. Um, a mentor of mine also said to me a long time ago. He said, "Tuan, you can truly dictate your income based on the amount of people you bring to a convention." He said that if you bring 25 people, now every company is different. Some companies have a two-legged structure. Some companies have a three-legged structure. But more or less, the numbers are usually kind of the same. You have 25 people that's balanced out. In Nerium International's 3 teams, 3 legs. You have 25 people balanced in between 2 to 3 legs, balanced out. You're gonna earn between $3,000 to $4,000 a month, right? Usually an average. Okay. If you have 50 people that are attending this convention between 3 teams, you're gonna actually earn about $5,000 or $6,000 a month. You have 75 people that comes to a convention, you're gonna literally easily earn $7,000 or $8,000 a month. 100 people or more, we're talking about 10 or 15,000 plus a month. Now, I've proven this, and Van and I, in a previous business, in this industry, I remember we were so determined to prove that the 100-person theory was wrong. Literally, we wanted to prove that it was wrong. So many years ago, when we first got started in this industry, we actually started. We had a team of about like 25 people, and we were earning about $3,000 or $4,000 a month. But then one day we said, you know what? We want to work really hard. We want to really break through and get that 50 people mark. So we actually literally rented. That's how determined we were. We rented a 56 passenger. I'm not telling you to do that, but we literally rented a 56 passenger, and we booked out the hotels. And that's how dedicated we were. And we literally filled up every single bus seat, and we went from Irvine, California, and bussed 36 hours to Oklahoma City. 36 hours. It was crazy. My back ached. We were definitely complaining. By the time we got to Oklahoma City, you know what I mean? Trust me, 56 people in a bus for 36 hours don't smell too good, right? But I remember that when we got to the convention, all 56 of us, we literally caught the vision. We were more educated. Our belief went through the roof. We were more excited than ever before. And I remember on the way back, we literally brainstormed, we mastermind, and we really had that I will not be denied attitude. It was almost like all this weight on our shoulder, every single excuse, everything that really held us back just lifted off our shoulders. And I remember that literally the next convention, Van and I broke a six-figure income. And we actually brought over 120 people at the next convention and booked over 256 passenger buses to the next convention. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you that it is possible to get to 100 people. Now, some of you are brand new, and you're saying to yourself, look, I'm just trying to figure out how to get one person to this convention. Many of you are trying to figure out how are you going to get to the convention. The biggest thing right now is you have to ask yourself, how serious do you want to make this business work? Do you want to get to the top? Do you truly want to be a professional in this industry? Do you want to be the top 5% of the world in income? And if you do, you got to get 100 people to this convention. But how do you get to 100 if you're brand new? You got to get to 50 people. Get 50 people to get to a convention. And some of you are laughing at me like, Toan, 50 is still a lot. I just got started. We'll get to 25 people. But if you can't get to 25 and you're brand new and you're a couple months in, get 15 people to go. And if that's still too much for you and you're still new and you're like, Toan, I can't get to 15 people, then the first question you have to ask yourself is, number one, are you going? Okay? Are you going to this convention? Once you make the decision to go, that's truly the most important thing right now. You got to make a decision that you're going. Once you make a decision, then there's three things you got to think about. Have you gotten your ticket yet? Meaning, have you gotten your registration done? Because the person that puts their money where their mouth is really going to be the one that's really committed. They say that the tongue in your mouth has to fit in the tongue in your shoe. So you have to make sure that you've actually already made that commitment of booking that registration for yourself. The second thing is, have you figured out your transportation, flight, transportation when you get there? Most companies provide some sort of transportation to and forth of where you're staying at. So make sure your transportation and your flight's taken care of. Number three is, have you figured out where you're staying, right? Your hotel. It's very, very important that you figure out those three things. And the fourth thing that you ultimately want to figure out after you figured out that for yourself is how many people are you going to bring with you. See, once you made a decision for yourself and you figured out your own arrangements, now you're focusing on others and helping other people. And that's how you get to the 15, the 25, the 50, or the 100 people. You start with yourself and you work your way up. If you've never had more than yourself go to a convention, and this will be your second, your third convention, it'd be a powerful thing if you just brought 3 people with you. Just taking that extra step. And I promise you this, you having, it starts with the baby steps. And you start with yourself, 3, you'll be surprised how 3 people can turn to 15, and 50 can turn to 50 overnight. But you have to make the decision first. These conventions are very powerful. It's changed Van and I's life, and I know it can change yours too. So make a commitment today. Get yourself registered, because I promise you that I've never, ever met one single person that's earned a 6-figure or 7-figure income that's made a commitment to that has never made a commitment in attending an international convention with their company. Make the commitment today, get yourself registered, and we'll see you at the top. Take care.